Good morning everyone, we are group 3 and today we are going to talk about how preschool education promotes young children's development. Here is a table of contents. Today we will focus on 6 main areas: cognition, language, literacy, social, moral, and emotional development. Before we talk about these 6 parts, we will first introduce the child we observe and the classroom context. The child we observe is from 新竹市私立光明幼儿园 and our focus child is in senior kindergarten in a ladybug class and is 5 to 6 years old. Let's start with the first section.
First, I'm going to share a short observation focusing on the children's cognitive abilities. When the child can't find where to put a puzzle, they usually put it back into the box, keep thinking about it while moving forward to other pieces, and then take it out again once they find where it should go. This shows that the child uses working memory quite well. They can hold the unfinished task in mind and return to it later. Focusing on observing the child's memory made me realize how naturally they use strategies on their own. The way they put a puzzle back, keep thinking about it, and return to it later shows that memory can make a difference in how they plan and finish tasks. It reminded me to notice these small but meaningful moments in children's learning.
I'm going to talk about language development. During a conversation about food, a little boy said, "The more I eat, the hungrier I get." From an oral language development perspective, children at this age already understand some basic rules of spoken language. They can use the more pattern to describe how a feeling or a condition increases step by step, as if the level is going up each time, by using a comparative structure. By linking 2 parts in this structure, children can relate an increasing action to an increasing feeling. In my observation, I was impressed by how naturally the boy used this pattern to talk about this comparative relationship, which suggests a growing awareness of his own feeling. Teachers can build on this by inviting children to make similar sentences and helping them notice how one condition increases together with another. In this way, the classroom can become a space where language is used not only to label experiences, but also to describe and reason about how experiences change in degree over the time.
When I visit the school and walk into the classroom, I notice that there are many things in the environment that included prints. For example, on the Lucky instruction cards, there are not only pictures but also the names of the objects, like bird or tiger. The classroom also had date stamps, so children could stamp the dates on their finished work by themselves. One moment really stood out to me. A child pointed at a decoration on the wall and said, 上面写不王国. The child also told me that a teacher wrote down the ideas from the class discussion about things made of cloth. On this visit, I realized that children develop literacy through everyday experiences, not only from formal teaching. In this classroom, teachers support literacy by writing while talking with the children. This helps them see that writing has meaning and a real purpose.
When children need to speak in front of the whole class, the teacher encourages them to speak loudly and introduce their work. During the process, the teacher guided them or repeated what they say to confirm the intended meaning and praise them. When other children were sharing, the teacher reminded the guardians to respect the speaker. In daily communication, the teacher often used please and thank you. I also observed children engaging and negotiating with peers while playing in the learning areas, which showed associative play. Overall, the teacher provides guidance and support without intervening too much, giving children space to develop independently. Through these everyday interactions, children learn social skills, practice proper manners, and cultivate prosocial behaviors.
During my recent visit, one particularly striking observation involved a young girl playing with blocks. After completing an animal, she immediately started putting all the blocks back into the box. This caught my attention, so I asked her, "Are you going to build another one? Why do you put everything away now?" Her simple reply was, because the teacher said so. With intention, I asked further questions. What would happen if you didn't put them away? She responded, the teacher would get angry. These answers reflect a stage where consequences are external. Rules are set by adults and non-compliance leads to negative outcomes. Then I asked her, why do you think these rules exist? Because children in this heteronymous stage often struggle to understand the purpose of rules. Her answer was simply, because they need to be put away. To explore further, I asked the same question again in a slightly different way, and this time she responded the teacher said it would get messy and other kids wouldn't be able to find things. Although this answer provided a bit more detail, she was still relying entirely on teacher's explanation rather than her own reasoning, which perfectly illustrates the characteristics of a child in the heteronymous moral development phase. This interaction provides a clear example of heteronymous morality, where moral reasoning is based on external authority and avoidance of punishment, aligning with Piaget's theory. To support children in moving toward more autonomous moral reasoning, the kindergarten introduced simple explanations behind classroom rules, encourage children to discuss why certain rules exist. This practice helps children understand the purpose of rules rather than merely following adults' directives.
During observation, I noticed some examples relate to emotional development. First, the class had a fixed routine and clear signals. When the teacher began singing, the children naturally stopped what they were doing, returned to the center of the classroom, and sit down quietly. I believe a stable and predictable process helps children feel secure and supports their ability to regulate their emotion and settle themselves. Second, I saw two boys playing with blocks. At first, they were building their own structures, but when one boy's tower became taller, the other child joined in to help. He even took blocks from his own structure and lent it to his friend. The boy who receiving the help happily and said thank you. Through this interaction, I saw how young children learn cooperation and emotional expression within peer relationship. In a natural play setting, they practice caring for others, accessing help, and expressing gratitude. This observation helped me understand that emotional development does not come from a single activity. It grows gradually through daily routine and interactions with peers.